Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Welcome to the channel where we help and heal one day at a time. Please like and subscribe. And we're all here trying to understand what exactly is going on, why we feel so crazy. And I want you to kind of take a moment to understand this analogy that I have for you. When we start a relationship with somebody, we don't really know them all that well. We're starting to get to know them and we end up really liking them, especially with this love bombing. It's pretty cool. So we want a life with this person. And just like if you're going to have somebody move in with you, usually you kind of evaluate it first. And I'm talking just a friend, a roommate, somebody to help pay the bills, but you need to evaluate it. And you look at their lifestyle, you look at things that they say, their actions, how much you can trust them. It's the same with a narcissist and the relationship. We want them to move into our heart, but we want some control over that. Is it safe? Is this a good idea? So we get to that safe spot and we let them move in. We give them that key. And the narcissist will steal from us. Maybe it's not personal items, but they take away something so much more, something we can't replace. And that's what's inside our heart. We give to them, they take from our heart. And it's just like a roommate. Once you had that roommate in, you gave them the key, and you don't always know what they steal. You're looking around, just like with a narcissist, everything's fine. I don't see anything missing. But just like a roommate, slowly stealing from you. And we're only looking at the big picture. We have this, some of our needs are being met, just like the roommate's paying the bills. We don't see what they're stealing. And we gave them that key. With a narcissist, we want to have some control over our emotions, and we try to communicate with them. We ask them questions and they keep us off balance. And when they keep us off balance, they are stealing our stability, our mental sanity. And I was trained to be anxious. It's the worst feeling in the world to be anxious and uncertain and unstable. And all it takes is just a quick little question. And they do not like to answer questions. They spin you around in circles. So they took away so much. And the healing process is astronomical. Like even today, I still feel anxious on and just not myself. And it takes a long time to heal from that. So we gave them that key. And just like with a roommate, you have your boundaries and you tell the boundaries. And the narcissist doesn't keep within those boundaries. They do what they want. And one thing that I think is important, let's say I had a roommate and they were stealing from me. Um, I mean, sometimes it's the intent that matters. All they had to do was ask, just like with the narcissist, just ask. If I'm willing to give you this piece of my heart, just don't take it because you're lying to me to get what you want. And the intent matters. With a roommate, if they're going to take from me, maybe they were in dire straits. They needed it. But if they just wanted it, like I'm out. Whatever you took from me, I'm out. But if it was because you're in dire straits, I care about you. But with the narcissist, they don't care what they take. They don't even care how much they needed it. They just want it. And they go through false promises. They promise us the world, back out of it. And there's no boundaries that they will keep. However, the hardest part is they set some pretty strong boundaries for us. We adhere to them. There's no balance. So they're taking away our heart being filled back up, because that's the balance. I take care of you, you take care of me. We communicate. We can't always come to agreements. We can agree to disagree. But when the narcissist can't even agree to disagree, that it's always silence or an argument, when it's so easy, like it's really easy to get along with people, but they make it so difficult and so confusing. And we start feeling like we're doing something wrong. So they take away our self-confidence. They take away our ability to rebalance. And I think that is the main thing that messed me up is I'm just trying to rebalance. I'm just trying to rebalance. Like, I would like this. If I can't have it, that's fine. But when they don't answer you or they spin you around, now you got another level added onto it. So now you're even more uncertain of what's going on when you didn't need to have what you were asking for, but you needed the communication, because that's the whole basis of a relationship is communication. It's not agreement, it's communication. And when they can't communicate with you or everything's about them, they're taking away a lot of your happiness. They're taking away your perception, your truth. They're taking away your emotional stability. And we keep giving them that key. So just like our roommate, we gave them that key. We can keep letting them live with us. We can keep letting that narcissist live in our heart or our mind. It's more our mind. Or do we take that key away? If we keep giving them that key, they're just going to keep taking, just like that roommate that steals. Sometimes we go through the intent, like, we start feeling sorry for them. They had a bad childhood, or they don't understand how to give, or they're not empathetic. And I guess in a sense, maybe if they can't feel empathy, how can I expect them to do this? But what are they taking from you? What are they taking from you? And it's up to you if you keep leaving the door open. And for a narcissist, the only way to heal is to take that key away. Just like keeping that roommate, it can go on for decades. And it might just be little things here and there, but at the end of life, how much they took from you, how much of your security, you're like, that's okay. I have food in the pantry. That's my security. I'll be all right. And then when you need it and you go and it's not there, just like your comfort, you're going through life, you have your nice job, you have your family, you have this, you have that. But when you need that hug or that emotional support, is it going to be there from a narcissist? So I just think it's a good analogy. Like, we don't even understand how much they're taking from us because it's piece by piece. And then they give us a facade. Just like your roommate, like, oh, I cooked for you. I did this. I cleaned today. Oh, you cleaned. I had the best roommate in the world. So they'll do things for us. They'll do things for us to keep us around, just like that roommate. Like, this is a pretty good deal. I better do a couple things so she doesn't kick me out. Or so I pull the wool over her eyes or blindside her so she can't see what I'm doing. And it's sneaky. And the intent is just, I just want. They don't want to give. The only reason the narcissist clean or the roommate would clean is to confuse you or to put up a smoke screen. Same with narcissists. They will do it like a smoke screen. So you can't see what's really up, or you're off balance. So you're busy rebalancing instead of focusing on the problem at hand. And when you do try to focus on the problem at hand, or to work out an agreement like this isn't working, you're taking too much from me, I'd like something back, or I'd like you to just stop taking from me. Do we go our separate ways? And the hardest part is there's often no closure with a narcissist. And this is a main reason they do that. They will leave you because they want the door open, because we're going to come at them. That's how the balance goes. We're going to come at them and trying to work things out. We're unsure what happened. So when they come back, it's easy for them. So sometimes when we're off balance in the relationship, they see something shiny and new, the new supply. So they go to that. It's easy. And I left the door open when I left you. So when we leave, that's when it's cut off, when the boundaries are broken. And what they take from us, they are the largest thieves in the world, because they take away so much. And it's stuff we can't get back. They rewire our brain. They cause our dopamine levels, our oxytocin to be so damaging in our brains that it's like an addiction. And I think you guys can relate to that. It is like an addiction. And some of us are addicted just so we don't hurt so much. And I have tried to communicate so I don't hurt so much. I'm a big girl. We just got to communicate like what's really going on. Like everything's undone, it's unsettled. And we were in this loving, supposed loving relationship. So, maybe it's not meant to be. But if you loved me, why don't we communicate that? So narcissists love to keep that door open. They love that opportunity. They love to scooch away instead of dealing with the situation, or they make the situation worse. So they have you fighting for them to make things better, which is just an ego stroke. So it's not them wanting the love. They want that ego stroke. They want that fuel. They want that supply. So they don't care how they get it. Just like the roommate there, I don't care. I'll cook dinner tonight. Like I'm getting a pretty good deal with what I am taking from her. And we don't realize it because we look at the big picture, not the little pieces that are going from our soul day by day by day. And it's the hardest thing because it feels like love because of all that love bombing. And honestly, focus on the way they say things. They will turn things around on you. So we're blindsided. The lie and just the extreme amount that they're taking from us. It's time to understand, do we keep giving them that key? Because we keep thinking, okay, this time I'm going to let my thief roommate move back in. I'm going to trust them this time. They promise me. Just like the narcissist, they'll promise you the world. But when it comes down to it, they'll uphold it for a little bit, or they'll uphold it so everything seems rebalanced, and then they can go in for it. And it's just like thieves that go to stores that steal. Sometimes there's some rich people who just like to steal. It's just like the thrill of stealing. Like, I don't need this, but this is kind of cool. I just got something. They just do it for the thrill. And just like a narcissist, sometimes the faithfulness, um, yeah, just like the thief going into a store, they look around. Is it safe to steal something right now? Dang it, it's not. I'll have to come back later. And the narcissist, with being faithful, this is a big point. They look around. Is it safe? So they don't cheat sometimes. But as soon as it's safe for them to cheat, they will, just like the thief. As soon as it's safe, that's why they wait. They case the place. And the narcissist, he's casing the place. And that's your heart. How much can I get away with? And when is the right time to get away with it? And they just get a high off it, just like those rich people stealing for no reason, just the thrill of it, that adrenaline rush they get. And just like a thief, do they care if it's one store or if they can do it at all these different stores? The more stores I can steal from, the more things I can steal from, the cooler it is. And same with the narcissist. Like, that was really cool, but this store has this to offer. This store, which is the new supplies or the harem garage, they just want to take what they can take because it's so cool. It's their ego stroke. It's their supply. It's getting away with things. And that's the thrill of it with people who are just stealing to steal. It's the thrill of it. It's not the love or the need for the item. Does a narcissist love or need the item, which is us? And even the new supply, it's an item. So if they get all they need from that one store, it's local, it's easy. Why go to the next store? But if they see something shiny and new, or they kind of miss something from a different store or a different heart, they'll go after it. They just need to make sure that we're not watching, or it's easy to get away with. And that's a lot of times when people go out of town, they're just selfish individuals. And the hardest part is people at heart a lot of times have selfish tendencies, but we try to weigh things with what's fair. Is it our time? Do we really need what we need? Does the other person need what we need more? And the narcissist is, they'll promise us stuff, but when it comes down to the last minute, I've seen all these posts about at the holidays, all these people are alone because the narcissists promised things. They ended up changing plans. A lot of times they don't even tell us. So keep giving them that key. They're just going to keep taking. So please like and subscribe, comment below. I don't mind making personalized videos to kind of answer some of your questions a little bit more, or have a discussion started, and hit that notification bell for daily videos. I'll see you next time. Bye.